Mmm, delicious. Hey there, patrons! Bill here. Welcome to the vlog. A little behind the scenes look at what we have going on in the shop this week. Right behind me, we're shooting the beauty photos and beauty video for the Oblivion pistol. You guys have probably already seen the one I made for the Secret Santa. Well, we made a second one. We're doing a video on that, and it's over here. Blurp, just like so. So we have a little sort of photo booth set up here with big old lights, and then over here we have a backdrop. So these are some vacuum form panels we got from the hardware store. They're really great for making backgrounds. We got some little lights here. We got some gels, so we make everything look real pretty and fancy. Yeah, so hopefully you've already seen all this footage because the video's out. What else do we have going on in the shop this week? Oh, that's right, I have a tiny little part to finish painting. Little District 9 alien assault rifle part ready for doing the little logo part. So I'm going to jump right on that. Before I do the stencils real quick, I'm going to do a little bit of touch up. This bob goes in there, but you can see that a lot of the paint has scratched off. So I just have some black paint here. Gonna do a little bit of touch up. This will be way harder to do once the new part is glued in, so I'm just gonna do that now. Let that dry, and then once the other part is ready to go, I can glue it in place. These are the tiny little stencils I cut out with my vinyl cutter. Wow, that is the dirtiest X-Acto knife on planet Earth. Yeah, and I only need 2, but I cut 3 because I figure I'll probably goof one of these up. I'm just gonna liberate them. No need for transfer tape or anything on this. I can just peel it up, just like so, and then put it down where it has to go. That was pretty close. I'm gonna fiddle with this a little bit more and then we'll get our paint. Alright, it's time for something I'm not very good at. Opening jars. No, paint matching, or color matching paint. There we go. So this orange, this is just the standard Tamiya orange. And it's a little, if we check here, it's a little bright. Just a little bit. It's not too far off. And I'm not too picky, but I think I'll add just a touch of red to darken it just a hair. And a little goes a long way here. So let's just add a little bit of red there. That's a lot of red. All right. Mix more of the orange in. We can actually compare on the end of our stick. You can see the new color and the old color. And decide, yeah, that's a little bit better. None of this is going to be next to any of the other oranges on the gun, so, and it's like just a teeniest little amount. So I'm not too picky about the color matching here. I want to make really sure that that stencil is pressed down to the surface, and then add a little bit of paint. Oh, I can definitely see paint seeping under there. Damn. I may have to redo that. The stencil came off the surface. Alright. I'm gonna have to fix that. What I should have done is hit this with clear to kind of fill the gap between them first, and then gone in with the color, but oh well. Hold on, let's see what that looks like. Yeah. I may just have to hit that with a little bit of white. Alright, I'll report back just a little bit. Alright, I'm back in business. I scuffed most of the paint off with some steel wool. It's a little less than satisfactory. That part will go on the bottom. To do the painting, I'm using a Q-tip and getting just the tiniest amount of paint so that when I press this down, hopefully it puts just a little bit of paint, but it also presses the edges of the stencil down and just puts just a little bit of paint. I figure that the stencil vinyl I use doesn't want to stick down. It's just such a small amount of surface area. So yeah, we'll just do the other side here. I've already done this side, so we'll just add a second layer there. And I'm probably going to call that good. Oh, it's so tiny, but that's how that's gonna look. And I guess I'm okay with that. Now it's time to weather. I just have some acrylic paint in here that's well watered down. Just gonna dunk my piece in there and wipe it off. See how it looks. None of that really stuck. I think I put too much water in this. You can see that the, like nothing on this is actually pure white. So I want to be able to match this to that. So I do need to darken that a little bit. I think what I'll try next is oil paints. The oils sometimes stick to the surface a little better. So let's give that a shot. Just a little bit of this. Won't need much. Cover the whole thing. There we go. Wipe that down. Yeah, that's a little bit better. It's really knocked that white back a bunch. Yeah, I can get behind that. Let's see how it looks. That's a little better. I think it needs some brown. We'll do another pass with the brown oil paints. There we go. Alright, let's wipe that off. Yeah, man, that looks cool. That's a lot better. It's not perfect, just like everything on this, but I think that's good. So I'm gonna let that dry for a little bit and then glue it in place. Oh, who am I kidding? I'm not gonna let it dry. Let's glue this thing in place. Just a little super glue is all it'll take. And pick the side that's my favorite. That'll go on top. And that can get glued in place. Just like that. Yeah. Ta-da! Ba-da-da-da! It's all done. Look at that. I'm so happy I finally put this thing all back together and got it all fixed up. So that's gonna look really awesome on my desk. Now all I have to do is paint a full-size one. Someday I'll do that. Got another little shop improvement project going on here. This is going to be my sandpaper and sanding tool station. Right now I have all my sandpaper down in this organizer here, which is fine, but it's kind of out of the way and it takes up too much space, I think. I think we could do a better job. So I picked up these paper holders. Each slot will be a different grit of sandpaper. And then there's a tray down here for like sanding blocks, or over here I've got like rolls or steel wool. And then I put them on, there's a little bearing Lazy Susan down there. So I'm gonna put all of this on this sort of platform that'll rotate around. And then in the middle I'm gonna build some, I don't know, trays or drawers or whatever, kind of like this. There's gonna be spots on the top to put these things, and then on one side we'll have some long storage. Not quite sure what those will be for, but I figured might as well have it. And then another side will be perfectly flat where this is gonna go. This is a sandpaper cutting tool, so that'll go on there. So I figure what I can do is grab a sheet of sandpaper, slide it into this thing, tear it to the appropriate length, good to go. I hardly ever use a full sheet of sandpaper. So this thing's been pretty great. I just got it. It's awesome. So anyway, I'm gonna fire up the old table saw, cut some wood and glue it together and make a little sandpaper station. Wiki, wiki, wiki. Ta-da! It's all done. Took me about an hour and a half maybe to put all these things together, and it turned out pretty much the way I expected it to. For now I'm just stuffing steel wool and rolls of rolled up sandpaper in these holes, but they're quite deep, so I could probably figure out a better use for that. But you can see I've got all my papers. I wrote the grit on there, so that's 800 grit down there, and then this is 1200 and this is 2000. Got room for even higher grits, look at that. Got my sanding blocks, got some scouring pads, more paper. Then up top we have sanding sticks and twigs and these weird sanding Q-tips, I don't know what those are called. And then nail files and our filler putty. Brr. Yeah. All right, feeling organized. And I think I'm gonna put it right back there. I built another thing, check this out. Blur. This is a nail curing light, UV light thing. And we use it for curing resin 3D prints off the form too. I built this box here so that there's room under it, and I got this guy, which is a solar powered turntable for displaying stuff. Ta-da! The idea is this thing goes in there with the part that you just printed, and it'll rotate because of the UV light and cure nice and evenly. Not bad. We've got some more resin printing things coming up real soon. Very excited to share that with you as soon as we get some new tools in the shop. That's all I'm going to tease right now. But yeah, this is going to be very handy. For example, this is a little part I printed. This is actually a Jury from 3D Workbench. He did Kaneda's motorcycle from Akira. This is the windscreen from that model. I bought it from his Etsy and started printing the files. This will be a little project I'm doing with Norm over at Tested. So anyway, example piece. That goes on the turntable, and then I turn it on. And ta-da! It slowly rotates and should get nice and evenly cured. Yeah! I think that'll do it for me from the shop. Lots of little projects going on. I remembered, of course, that we will be doing the free-range chicken. And I got them all primed up, but I think I'm going to start painting this next week. Look forward to that. That'll do it. Thanks as always for the support. You guys are rad. Keep that up, and we'll catch you next week.